Hey everybody, so I'm back. It's been a couple of years. Yeah, it's been a few years since I started blogging well, vlogging actually, and I've decided to bring it back. I've gone MIA, and I know, that's not something I should be doing. So let's kind of give a recap of my journey and what I was going for when I first started my blogging and my new journey that I'm going to start. So 2 years ago when I first started, my goal was to do fitness journey, go through how I changed my body and I changed the way I was. And I wanted to, basically force everyone to do the same thing I was doing. But looking back now, 2 years later, I'm a little older, and I realized that was not the path that I should have been going down. And that was something that I should not have been forcing and should have been encouraging more instead of being like, oh, let's do this, let's do that, let's do it. So now the journey I want to go down is encouragement, my encouragement blog. So from now on, I'm going to start, vlogging more about my encouragement and encouraging people to do what they feel like they should be doing and feel like, if they're unhappy with themselves, they should fix it and blah, 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 blah. We'll get there when we get there. I know people are wondering why I went MIA for a while. I went through a lot, for these past couple of years. I lost my job 2 years ago. Well, lost my job. I kind of voluntarily quit due to circumstances. And then after that, I got another job. And and while I was working at that job, I made some new friends. I did a lot of things. I was really happy. And my life finally started to turn in the right direction. And I was like, yeah, like I'm lifting weights. I moved out. I had my own apartment, with the roommate. I was working a good job, making a good amount of money. I was like, oh yeah, I got this. And then boom, a big bomb dropped. I got sick and I ended up having to have a major surgery that kept me out of doing a lot of things for a while. Now with this surgery, basically I ended up in the ER one night and they couldn't figure out why I was experiencing the symptoms that I was experiencing. Well, then they found a mass. And long story short, I had to have a major surgery. I was in the hospital for almost a week. The doctors basically told me we're going to go in, figure out what's going on, and go from there. Thankfully, they figured it out. Everything was good. I got out of the hospital within, I think it was 5 days or something like that. I had an infection, so I had to stay a little bit longer. And then at that point, I went into like a depression phase, I guess you can say, because I was basically bedridden. I couldn't really do anything. I couldn't get out of the house. I couldn't drive. I couldn't go for a walk. It was a lot of things that I couldn't do that I wanted to do. And I was really depressed. I was really hurt. I was angry, to say the least. I stayed in bed watching Grey's Anatomy for almost a month straight. And it took a lot for me to actually get out of bed and even eat because I was just that depressed. And I was also in school too, so I was in college. Yeah, I was in college. And I couldn't go to classes, and I never thought I'd want to be in class so bad when you figure out you are bedridden and can't really do anything. So, yeah, that. When I finally was able to go back to school, I struggled a lot mentally because of what just happened, I guess. It all happened so quick that it was kind of hard for me to just process what was going on. And so my grades slipped. And I was trying to blame everyone else. I was trying to blame the surgeon. I was trying to blame my professors. I was trying to even blame my mom. I was like, you told me to have the surgery, yeah, blah, 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 blah. I was so mad when I realized I shouldn't have been. Looking back now, I realized I was kind of a big jerk. I blamed everybody else, and it wasn't nobody's fault that I got sick. It wasn't nobody's fault that I had to have surgery. I was out of school. I was out of work. I couldn't do anything, blah, 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 blah. And when I finally got back into a routine, I was so far in a hole that I couldn't get myself out. So I ended up flunking college. I flunked my gym class. Yeah, my gym class. I flunked my gym class. I flunked my government class. I flunked my accounting class. There was a lot of things that I flunked because I was so depressed and so hurt and angry and ticked off and wanting to hit someone with a hammer that I didn't focus on my schoolwork. I didn't focus on what I should have been focusing on. So I took a semester off that next semester. And I think that was a mistake, to be honest, because I was bored. I'd come home, go to the gym, when I was finally able to go back to the gym, and that was it. So then I jumped back into school for the summer classes, and wasn't ready. I think I forced it too much on myself. I was, I had I set too many high of goals when I should have been just easing myself back into it. So yeah, after my surgery, backing up a little bit, after my surgery, I went back to work. I worked at Buckle at the time, and, I made really good friends. My manager was really awesome. I made, like I said, some great friends. I learned a lot of things. I set on product for the rest of my life with Buckle. And then about 5 months later, my godmother passed away. My godmother, she was like a second mother to me. She took care of me from, when I was very, very young, bought me a lot of things. I stayed at her house too. So it was kind of like, oh my God, like my godmother died. And that's another thing that kind of just killed me, just to say the least, mentally killed me. I suffered a lot with depression, with that, with grief, to say the least. And I know she wasn't really my mother, but it was still kind of like I lost my mother because of how much she took care of me and how much I adored her and loved her. She got me into theater arts. She got me into loving the arts and, into singing and into gospel and just all these things. And it was just hard for me to just let her go. So I suffered with that. And it was just really, really hard to just look back and, yeah, I don't want to keep going into more detail because I'm just going to get more teary-eyed. So when I got back to Buckle, because I took a couple days off to kind of just rebuild myself. And when I got back, I wasn't the same. I was depressed. I was angry. I was just hurt. And it affected a lot of my work. And so everything that I worked towards a lot of things at Buckle. And it kind of just went out the window. And I can't really be mad at anybody else because they tried to support me, they tried to help me. I was mad at myself because I had ruined another good thing. But then when I tried to build myself back up, I just couldn't do it. I just was embarrassed. So I left Buckle. And yeah. And then I got another job at the Duke Apartments here in Victoria. And honestly, that was the best decision I've ever made. I work for a really great team. I'm best friends with a lot of my staff. I love what I do. I'm just blessed. And with that job, I'm able to slowly build my confidence back up. I'm not suffering with depression that much anymore. My emotions are kind of getting back into place. And I'm thankful for the team that I have because they support me. We joke around, we laugh, we go through so much together that it makes it really great to be at work. We're one big, huge team, and I'm blessed to have them in my life. Ow. Yeah, I popped my fingers. So that's kind of a recap on my life, on why I've kind of been MIA and why things have kind of just been so wrong but need to be so right. And I'm blessed. I have my own place. You can kind of see a little bit of it in the background. I have a cat. She's around here somewhere. You'll probably hear her meow at some point. And I'm just happy, with all the things I've been through. This is not a video to be pitied. This is not a video for everyone to say, oh my gosh, you've been through so much, blah, 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 blah. This is a video to show that no matter what you go through, no matter what you deal with, you can still have a great life. You can turn everything around. You can make things better for yourself. You can do so much with what you have. And I've always been blessed by my mother. She's bought me everything. She, has done so much for me. She decorated this apartment. And I'm just happy to say that whatever you're going through in your life, right now it may seem like a terrible, terrible thing, but 3, 4, 5 months from now, you'll look at it and just laugh. I look at the scar that I have from my surgery every day and I just laugh. I laugh at, man, I was so mad. I was so angry. I was so depressed because I had to give up fitness for a while. I couldn't go to work for a while, And I laugh at myself. I look back at, some of the old things that I've done, because I've made a lot of mistakes in my past. No one's perfect. No one's, no one is a great person, to say the least. We all have problems. We all deal with some kind of battle. And when you look back at your battles, you realize that you actually fought them. You actually won them. And the battles you didn't win, it's just strength for you to keep going on. And with that being said, now, in the present day, as of today, I have a great job. I have great friends. I'd say I'm doing Olympic powerlifting. I just started that. That's really great. It's really awesome. Thank you to my FSU family for just taking me in, adopting me, and just letting me be me. I know I can be a handful a lot of times, and I'm thankful for the fact that my mom has just been patient with me. I'm not the easiest person. I struggle daily basis. And I also want to thank, all of my friends. They may not, see how thankful I am, but I'm very thankful that they have taken the time to just be my friend, check on me, deal with me, understand me, and laugh with me. Because I do some funny stuff and stupid stuff. And this video is just to show you, that, yeah, I went MIA, and I'm not as skinny as I used to be, but I'm building myself up to something I'm going to be. So with that being said, I'm going to continue to vlog. For those of you who watch it, great, I love you, you're awesome. For those of you who don't, okay, cool, that's fine. I'm not mad. It's whatever. But this is something I feel like I need to do, because we all go struggle through something. So in my vlogs, I'm going to be going over my struggles, because I have some of those. My gains, my strengths, my blessings, my curses, and just anything I talk about. So feel free to share with your friends. Feel free to love me. Feel free to hate me, whatever you want to do. But I'm going to continue to do it because this is just who I am. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. Send me a message on Facebook. Send me a message on YouTube. But I'll be around more often now. So look forward to seeing y'all. If y'all need anything,